Technology companies post solid gains, driving the Nasdaq to an all-time high. Our tech stocks back in charge of the market. In King of Banyan Hill, a senior analyst there, he joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so this is really a dramatic turnaround after tech stocks stumbled in the spring after some concerns about regulation. We saw Facebook's fallout with all of that data sharing. What is this latest tech rally built on?
Yeah, this has been one of the most underappreciated rallies I've experienced in my lifetime. Most of the metrics, especially the fear-greed gauge that I follow, is flashing neutral, so I still think there's upside ahead. What's happening with tech stocks right now is you have to think about the structural issues in the market. There are 5,000 index funds and ETFs. There's only 3,500 stocks. Most of these funds are disproportionately weighted to tech stocks. So when money flows into the market, into these index ETFs, they flow disproportionately to the mega cap stocks, the FANG stocks, as you will.
Mm-hmm. All right, now I want to get to Apple because shares yesterday hit an all-time high. So what do you think is pushing Apple to $1 trillion?
I mean, I think it's almost time to break out the $1 trillion Apple hats because this is just right around the corner. Importantly for Apple, you know, their earnings were solid, even though iPhone sales were slow. But most importantly, they've committed to returning $100 billion worth of capital back to shareholders. And there's a game people like to play that Apple has more cash on their books than name anything that has lots of cash, any sovereign nation. So Apple has plenty of cash to deploy, and it's one of the reasons why the stock keeps moving higher.
All right. Now let's talk about Amazon and Microsoft, also up by double-digit percentages this year. What's behind that move?
Well, Amazon, obviously, their cloud service business is on fire. Advertising's actually better. And they've got pricing power on Amazon Prime. You know, they raised the Amazon Prime from $89 to $119. I'm not canceling my Amazon Prime. I don't know anybody who is. They've got tons of pricing power there. In terms of Microsoft, Azure cloud growth grew 93% last quarter. So Microsoft's another big business growing with a strong cloud business. So that's improving as well.
All right, I agree with you. No one's canceling their Amazon Prime.
Right.
But let's talk broader. What do you think about future gains? What does this mean?
So the backdrop for the market is very favorable. You still have interest rates are subdued. The 10-year is below 3%. The economy is trucking along at 2%. Unemployment's at 3.8%. So there's a very favorable backdrop for stocks right now. There is still no alternative to the stock market, and I see that continuing for the months and potentially years ahead.
All righty. Thank you, Ian, for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of great points you made.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.